Hey guys, this is Karen from JazTime.com. JazTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. If you want to know the price of the watch, simply click on the links in the description below. If you enjoy our videos, we would greatly appreciate it if you would support us here at JazTime.com by purchasing a watch once in a while. Alright, so today we're going to be doing a quick review on the Rolex Daytona, the 116520. As you can see, this is in the white dial with steel bezel. Specifically this style of Daytona, the 116520, is a discontinued model that was swapped out in 2016 for the ceramic bezel Daytona with other updates as well. And you can find out more through our comparison video or standalone Daytona's video on our YouTube page as well, if you want to hop on there after this video. So if you're interested, this is a used version of the watch. There are currently obviously no new versions of this watch, unless you're looking for someone who bought this watch back in the past and just left it in their safe over time. But you can still see, even though this watch was worn, this is from our used inventory and still in fairly good condition. So if you're interested in used pieces, we'll have a link to our used category in our description below as well. But let's go ahead and jump into the review now. So for the Daytona, we have the beautiful chronograph dial with the sub dials at the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock position. The 6 o'clock position is the actual second sub dial. The 9 o'clock position is the 12-hour elapsed time, and the 3 o'clock is the 30 minutes elapsed time. Of course, that's all controlled by the corner pushers at the 2 o'clock position and at the 4 o'clock position as well, and I'll go over those functions when we get to the crown. As this is a chronograph watch, we have a central seconds hand that is unmoving until worked on with the pushers. The hour and minute hand are fashioned in 18 karat white gold to prevent any tarnishing, and that's in conjunction with the hour markers. There's sort of like small index style hour markers that are fashioned in 18 karat white gold as well, but they have a luminosity in each hour marker, except of course at the 12 o'clock position where it's the Rolex crown logo instead, and that's all in 18 karat white gold. One thing to mention about the hands, that's a quick thing to sort of glance over, is that even though the tip's nice and thin with the luminosity, so you have easy visibility in the dark, Rolex actually did an ingenious thing for the hands. You can see straight down the middle of both the hour and minute hand, you can see sort of a black strip lining, and that's actually helps with readability during the day as well. So instead of other Rolex watches who have complete high polished 18 karat white gold straight down the line, they've added that sort of black sliver of a line to sort of help with the contrast. If there's too much sunlight and it's shining too much, it still allows you to have that sort of visibility during the day as well. So just a very small minor thing, but it actually helps very greatly during the daytime. Of course, we have the Daytona name text right above the 6 o'clock position subdial, and the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Daytona at the 12 o'clock position, with the typical superlative chronometer officially certified at the 12 o'clock position, of course, as is typically usually on the 6 o'clock position for the other Rolex sports pieces, but this one's taken over by the subdials. The white dial is not the only dial color it comes in. It also comes in a black dial as well. Sort of kind of like an Explorer, you have the two options of just the black and the white colored dials. Moving on to the bezel now. The bezel is just a nice flat, high polished steel bezel with the tachometer scaled throughout nicely. Specifically, as I mentioned, the newer style does have a ceramic bezel instead. And one other thing to mention is that for the sapphire crystal that covers the face of the watch, you can see it's a nice flat sapphire crystal, whereas the old models used to have sort of a dome crystal instead. Okay, moving on to the size of the watch, we're looking at a 40mm case size. So from my index finger to my thumb here, that's 40mm in diameter. The lugs are nicely high polished in conjunction with the bezel to sort of make a nice window framing of that dial to sort of add a little more shine to the face of the watch, make it more eye-catching. The side profile of the watch, you can see not too large of a profile, nice high polish on the side that travels along the sides of the bracelet as well. And on the other side, you can see the nice high polish once more, even on the crown protectors in between the chronograph pushers and the crown itself, and that sort of high polish going down the crown, the bracelet as well. Moving on to the crown functions now. The crown is a screw down crown, so it simply unwinds by going counterclockwise as shown. In the standard position is where you can wind the Daytona. About 15 to 20 winds is all you need to get the watch started once more, as this is an automatic watch. Pulling out the crown to the next position will allow you to adjust the hands bidirectionally and precisely for precise time setting, such as tune an atomic clock online. Because once the crown is out in the final position, the hacking movement or the seconds hand movement at this in the sub dial for the Daytona will stop moving to allow for that precise time setting. Currently, I actually haven't wound this watch yet, so let me rewind it a little bit so you can actually see the movement of that seconds hand. There we are. It just took a second there, but now you can see that the seconds hand has started once more after winding the watch for that 15 to 20 winds. Alright, so pressing the crown back in nice and tight will keep this watch water resistance. We're looking at a water resistance of 100 meters or 330 feet for this watch. For the chronograph pushers, we have one at the 2 o'clock position that is nicely secured with a sort of a protector, and at the 2 o'clock position we'll start that central seconds hand. Pressing it again will stop it, and the 4 o'clock position will reset it. Not only will it reset the central seconds hand, but it also reset the 12-hour elapsed time and the 30-minute elapsed time as well. And of course, for this, we also have to screw it nice and tight in against the case as well, as we want to keep that water resistance as I mentioned earlier. Moving on to the bracelet now. The bracelet is a beautiful oyster style bracelet. Now, typically, when I think of Daytona, I think of it sort of a sportier style watch. But for the Daytona, it's sort of like a hybrid between a sportier style watch and also sort of being a dressier watch as well, because we have this nice, beautiful high polish down the center of the 3-piece links with the satin finish on the outer of the 3-piece links, whereas typical sports pieces such as the Submariner has a nice satin finish down the center, but it sort of is similar to the GMT, and the GMT has the high polish down the center as well. It goes through to the folding oyster clasp with a safety lock on there, and all the way to the other side. You can see the nice tapering from the first lug downwards to have a nice proportional view. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the clasp now. The clasp is just held down by this little safety lock here, and then it opens up as a folding oyster. So one thing to mention is this Daytona is sort of towards the beginning of the production year, so the early 2000s. You can see it has a very different clasp than most people would probably be accustomed to nowadays, where it looks a lot different now. But this was a previous style of clasp where it's sort of like a pinhole. It just simply fits in as so. There's no sort of embossing of text or lettering anywhere on the clasp besides the back, whereas on the more updated ones have the text on the front with the Rolex name embossed. This one has it on the back here instead, right underneath that pinhole. But later on, you can find some Daytonas that has the updated clasp, where it's the nice double high polish on the side with a sort of indented inwards with the Rolex name embossed on a nice sandblasted finish. But even then, this is very nice, very simple. That high polish just looks absolutely gorgeous. So pressing that, we can go ahead and close that up again, and there we are. Very simple, very easy to use clasp. So the movement is housed in this oyster case backing as we move on now. The movement itself is Rolex's in-house made 4130 movement. It has the precision of -2 + 2 seconds a day, and it has the power reserve, I believe 48-hour power reserve for this watch. So that means you can put this watch down on a Friday evening, pick it back up on a Saturday afternoon, it'll be keeping time just fine. Alright, so now let me actually go ahead and show you this watch on my wrist now. So very simple, open up that safety folding oyster. And there we are. So the white, just a simple white dial looks absolutely gorgeous with just a nice contrast of the red Daytona text, the nice high polish, really bringing the shine all throughout the watch and really making it more eye appealing, more eye catching for such a simple piece. So if you're interested in this watch or any other watch for the lowest possible price, check out our website at JazTime.com. We offer the lowest prices guaranteed. We offer a 1-year warranty. And if you're interested in other used pieces, check out the description and the links below directly to our used category, our used section, where you can find more pieces like this on sale. Alright, so hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at JazTime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.